Ruby and I have a really good friend, Jacqueline, who's Portuguese. And I had called her just to talk about Portuguese culture, doing some research. And she had mentioned the very first thing was family. Even before business, it's always family first. Let me reference this. My sister is a chef, one of the things she does. I'm an event planner, and my mom could throw down a meal like nobody's business. And my dad is the most friendly, social person that you have ever meet. Hello, everyone. Hola. Welcome to another Tea Time with Tammie as we continue to explore Portugal. Well, whenever you do research about Portugal, the first thing that comes up is how important family is. They actually have a word, Domingo família, and it means family Sundays. Ruby and I, Ruby and I have a really good friend, Jacqueline, who's Portuguese. And I had called her just to talk about Portuguese culture, doing some research. And she had mentioned the very first thing was family. Even before business, it's always family first. And she was sharing stories about Christmas Eve, everyone attends midnight mass together and they come home and there is singing and dancing and merriment, and it's always together. And they'll stay up till 3 in the morning just talking. And on Sundays, the aunts, the uncles, the cousins will all go to the grandparents' house or whoever's hosting. And it is just so endearing. So today, for my armchair travel adventure, I invited my sister, my family, to sit down. Here's my sister, Ruby. Hi, sis. Hi. So we're going to sit down, pour some wine together, Portuguese wine. And we made seafood platters, and we're going to share some stories about growing up. I have questions. I have 5 questions, and Ruby has 5 questions. And we're going to just swap stories and just have a great time over laughter and wine and enjoy it with you. Well, sister, what do you have for your seafood platter? I'm curious. My sister's a chef, so this should be good.
Well, I don't know. Can you see?
Oh, yes, I can. Is that crab legs?
Yes. So I have shrimp over here. I have crab, lobster, and then this delicious succulent section here is sea bass, which is one of my favorite fish, but I don't have it too often. And this is smoked. So yeah, and I know that Portuguese like to keep their seafood simple, so I did that as well. I just have some lemon and melted butter. So I will use that to dip, but for the most part, I'm just keeping it really simple and fresh so that I get the pure flavor of the seafood.
Okay, so you're show and tell, so it's my turn. So I made as well a seafood platter. So I have oysters, and I read that the Portuguese love cod. As a matter of fact, Jacqueline said there was 365 different recipes for cod. So I made a cod fish cake. I also have shrimp, and then there is some scallops wrapped in bacon. I couldn't resist. And I will also keep it simple. We have just some lemon wedges, which is how I typically like to eat my seafood. So we'll enjoy that. And we tried to also get some Portuguese wine. I couldn't find the one you have, sis. What you have?
I have this one. I don't know how to pronounce it. Dow Kuna Martins.
Oh, yes. I looked everywhere for it. I can't find it either. So I have my own wine. This one is also a red wine from Portugal. And so this one says Alba.
Nice.
Yeah, right? Shall we pour a glass, sister?
Yes, absolutely.
Let's do it. We're having our own Domingo and Familia. I probably need to pronounce that better, but it is still Family Sunday. It's Sunday today, so what is the best time? Let's cheers. Oh,
How's yours?
this is delicious.
Yeah, mine is too. It's kind of like a blend. I don't know what it's a blend of, but it's a very good drinking wine.
So is mine.
Yeah, it's gonna go down very, very easily.
Very well. All right, so sis, let's get to the questions. Who you want? You want me to go first? I'll ask you first.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. What is your favorite vacation memory of ours growing up?
Oh, that was kind of one of my questions too. Puerto Rico, going to Puerto Rico and going to the caves because we used to go to Puerto Rico a lot and did a lot of shopping. But there was this one particular Puerto Rican vacation that we went further out from El San Juan and we went to see the caves and we saw some like mountains. And it was the first time that I had seen a different side of Puerto Rico. And that was one of my favorite trips for sure.
Yes.
You remember?
Oh, yes. I remember that distinctly because, again, you're right. Mom, we used to go, yeah, we're girls. My parents would ask us. I remember dad used to ask us, where do you guys want to go this year? Do you want to go someplace for culture or do you want to go shopping? Ah, culture. We want to go shopping. And that one time, mom put her foot down. She's like, no, we're going for culture. And that's how we were able to explore the caves. And I still remember that souvenir, this green souvenir that we bought. I think it's probably at our house at home.
A souvenir? I don't remember that. It's a
I
green
think it
souvenir?
was a pen holder or something.
And you say that we still have it at home, maybe? I have to check it out when I go next.
When we go home, we'll have to look for it.
I don't remember that one. Okay, I'll ask a question. Do you remember the name of our favorite frozen dessert when we used to go to Puerto Rico?
It was that ice. Oh, I wonder if it's similar to the cocoa. Is that shaved ice we used to have?
Yeah, okay, this is kind of a trick question because I'm not 100% positive on the name. So I was kind of hoping I would know. But I think it is called parcha paraguas. When I looked it up, it was like shaved ice, and it sounds like you mix ice with like coconut cream. Sense because that was my favorite flavor. I remember the coconut one. I think that's what it's called, parcha paraguas, but I was I was wondering if you knew the name.
No, I didn't remember the name, but I do remember always wanting to get it as soon as we got to Puerto Rico. It was our favorite thing.
It was delicious. All right, your turn.
Okay. Ooh, okay. What's your standout memory of us as kids?
You getting me into trouble?
Oh, just so, sis?
Yeah, you said so
Spill the
much.
tea, spill the tea.
I'm like, and our parents, oh my gosh, I'm like, I wanted to say, no, it wasn't me, but they didn't believe me. I got so much licks on your behalf. It's not even fair. It's not even fair. I'm like, why did you always blame it on me?
Okay. All right. First, let me sip my wine, and then we'll start talking about this.
Let's get deeper.
Okay. In my defense, I was an overly creative mind as a child.
Yeah.
And my mother hand been kind of heavy. So unfortunately, my mind worked real quick. And the first thing I could think of is, whatever it is, Ruby, say yes. So I remember the one time, oh, it's so bad. It was wet dishes. I remember distinctly. Washing the dishes, and instead of drying them, I was too lazy to dry them. I put them away, wet. Oh Lord, oh my goodness, these memories. I put them away wet, and then mom comes into the kitchen and she's shouting like, oh, put away these wet dishes. And so I run to the bedroom and I said to my sister, whatever it is, say yes. Whatever you say, whatever it is, say yes. When the mommy asks you, say yes. Oh, sister, I'm so sorry. I feel so bad.
Yourself?
No, I'm not proud. I'm not proud. I know. But oh yeah, sister, I felt so bad for you afterwards. Oh, this is going on public record.
I think that night actually brought me bread and cheese.
That's
Yeah.
compensation.
Yeah. All right. This is the true tea time with Tammie.
Okay, I was 8, 9.
No, you
10.
you're like 13.
So really?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
All right. It's all good. What animal was mom most afraid of?
Oh Lord. That was any kind of lizard, frog, reptile.
What is that? Oh my God. She used to call dad.
Okay. Oh, I had this one memory of in the passageway. I don't know how this lizard, I swear to gosh, it was no bigger than this. Lick a lizard. And I remember it got into the passageway and mom screamed, ah! Screamed so loud. I said, Kim, no, why do I keep saying Kim? Tammie, kill it. So unfortunately, so I remember taking, no, I think she went and got some hot water and threw it on this poor little lizard. So, and then sent me to go and clean up all that water. You know what that's like to mop up water that you didn't spill?
I do know what that's like.
Oh. Let me eat my first.
Really. But yeah, all creepy crawlies, but I'd say specifically lizards.
Except for that one she had to make peace with because it wouldn't leave the house.
Yeah.
The white one.
The living room in the corner over there where she stuffed like the paper bags so it could leave, but it couldn't come out either. Yeah. Yeah. That was mom. That's funny. Okay. Your turn.
All right. Now I have a niece, and we always laugh and say how much Tay Taylor reminds Ruby of me. So what is the number one trait that Taylor has that is like so anti-Tammie?
It's a really good question. Oh, I know. The face she makes, but tries not to when she's eating something she doesn't like. Yeah. But she tries to hide it, but she does this like this face. It used to drive mommy nuts. Oh my gosh. And I can see like I've told her and she's aware of it. And so she tries to hide it, but she just cannot hide when she's eating something she doesn't like. She just can't do it. And neither can you.
This is so expressive. Like I can't hide anything. Like I can't play poker. I can't do any of it. Oh, it's so funny.
Mhm.
It's your turn.
Okay.
Mm,
Um, when we were in elementary school, we went to Montessori before we went to Sunnyside. You used to you fooled the kids of their like penny money using this. Do you remember what it is?
mm.
You set up a whole stand.
I did too. Mm-mm. I didn't fool them. I didn't fool them. No, 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 no. All right, this is how that story go. In our backyard, like we have this huge backyard at growing up, and there were some beautiful rocks, some stones. And I don't know what the name of it is, but when they catch the light, they shimmered. And I couldn't have been any more than 6 years old, maybe 5, 6, 7, no more than that.
Mhm.
And I remember we had a neighbor that we were playing with, and the neighbor's father, we asked him, "Is this gold and diamonds?" And he said, "Yes." I know he told me yes. I said, "What?" So I did two things. I buried a bunch of it in our backyard, thinking if I ever need money, I can dig it up and then I have money. So I buried a bunch, and then the rest of it, I took to school and set up my first business. Selling, actually, it was 25. No, no, I think there might have been 5 cents first, and then it moved up, and then we had to increase because somebody else opened up a little stand, and we had our first competitors. Yes, girl, we had competition. Somebody stole our business plan, 6 years old. And so I had to up my prices, and then we brought new items to sell. Listen here, that was hilarious. I forgot about that. Yes.
I did. I did. And when I went home recently, I actually took one of the gold rocks and I gave it to Taylor. So I actually have one upstairs. Every time I
Oh,
look at it, yeah, I told her, I was like, this is the first, I guess, example of your aunt being an entrepreneur. So she has it like amongst her favorite trinkets in her room.
oh
So
my gosh. Yes. I,
yeah.
it's those memories. I love those memories. And you forget about them until you mention them. Oh my God, it's so funny. But that's the innocence of childhood, eh?
Yeah.
Too fun.
Yeah. And Pico was great growing up. I was thinking about that just yesterday.
Mm.
I was just like, I don't think I could have thought of a better place for myself to grow up. The memories, the fun, the beaches, the drama.
I know, right?
It was so good.
Yes. Mm. And then our family, the one thing that bound all of us together were events. We loved throwing parties. And we threw some epic little parties back in the day. Sis, what's your favorite event that we all did together? Let me reference this. My sister is a chef, one of the things she does. I'm an event planner. And my mom could throw down a meal like nobody's business. And my dad is the most friendly, social person that you have ever meet. You meet my father in 2 minutes. I'll give him 2 minutes, maybe a minute and a half. He'll start calling you by some pet name. You think he's known you his entire life. He's just that kind of person. So we get that. We're very easy with new people, easy, hosting events. So sis, what's a favorite event that we've ever done?
I'm gonna say it was our parents' 25th.
Mm,
It was really nice. We went a little bit above and beyond that we usually did. So we used to always have a Christmas party, but this particular Christmas party, we hired some person to help with, with the food, and we just kind of went an extra level, and we had the nice invitations, and you had bouquets to die for. We even had a steel pan. We even
hmm
had a steel pan. I probably say that was one of the best events that we've had. Yeah.
hmm I'm pretty sure, was that the same time? No, that was another time. I think there was one time we actually got a red carpet.
I think it was that.
Was it that time? Oh my gosh, we had like a red carpet down this aisle and there were palm trees coming at the sides with lights and butter. It was beautiful.
Mhm.
Nice.
Sorry. I just put a delicious piece of lobster in my mouth. 1 second.
I think that gave us time though. It gave us time to try new things. Like we were not afraid to try new dishes. You tried things that you'd never tried before. That used to scare me.
I do still do that. I wait until I have an event to try a recipe for the first time because I feel like I'm gonna put more into it, or I don't know. I don't know why I do it. I think it's the closest that I get to like an adrenaline rush because I'm not an adrenaline rush kind of person, but I think that's the closest that I get. I'm like, ooh, how is it gonna turn out? Is it gonna be a flop or what is it? Flop or like success real time? So yeah,
Mhm.
I do that. Okay, my question, right?
Yes.
Okay, let's see. Well, I guess this is kind of simple, but what was your favorite thing to do on Sundays? Like, what a typical Sunday look like for you growing up?
You know, it changed. It changed as I got older.
Okay.
And now looking back as an adult, I treasure those memories now. And when I was a teenager, not so much. Sunday dinners. Sunday dinners, mom would go all out and make these really big meals. And sometimes it was macaroni potatoes, there was rice, there's salad, there might be two different types of meat, ribs and whatever. And we would sit down, it was always just the four of us. And we would sit down and we would share stories and laugh together as a family. And I loved it. Like now looking back, those are the things that I remember most and cherish them. Sunday dinners at home.
Yeah, that was a good one. I loved Sunday dinners and I loved kind of like leading up to Sunday dinner. I used to always have a book. I would always go to the bookstore on Saturdays because I used to read really fast. I could read a 600-page book in like a couple of days. And so every week I would go to the bookstore. I was really into Scotland and Ireland at the time. So all of my books had to be surrounding that. And and I used to open the door of your bedroom
Mhm.
because this is before we had the family room. You could see directly out into the sea. So I'd crack the door open. I would always have a book, and I would just be in this kind of really idyllic place while the sense of like dinner is wafting into the room. It's
Mhm.
my favorite. Like, I think I still try to recreate that kind of Sunday with like some kind of water feature and cooking dinner and Taylor upstairs. I encourage her to like read a book because I just kind of, it's Sunday. Something about Sundays kind of has this idyllic feel. And I think it's because of growing up and Sunday dinner and leading up to Sunday dinner and what those hours felt like. Yeah, I really like it.
Mhm.
I think that's all the questions I have. Do you have
I
any
have
more?
one more. I have
Okay.
one more. Do you remember your birthday? The biggest elaborate birthday that I planned.
Yes.
I'm such a birthday person, and my sister is not so much.
Not so
But this
much.
one time, I went all out and planned a scavenger hunt. What's it like?
Yeah. Yeah, you did. This is in when we were still in Halifax,
Yeah.
and it was I want to say it was my 21st birthday. If it wasn't my 21st, it was my 20th birthday.
Mm.
And yes, um, like I went to the hairdresser, I went to the store to like, but the dress was already picked out. I think there were 4 different places before I got back to the apartment, and it was a surprise. It was a surprise birthday. I even remember the cake. It was, it had blue fondant and
Yes.
shellfish steam, remember?
Yes.
And there were about maybe 10 of our friends. And yeah, no, you must have put so much work into that. Thank you, sister.
That was, I love that. I love being able to create things in my mind for other people. Obviously, it has now progressed into Tea Time with Tammie because that's what I do now is come up with ideas and try and find ways to enjoy and appreciate and explore places and create adventures for myself. But before I used to do them for my sister and for Kim and for different people in the family. And it's just a pleasure to see how much Ruby loved it. And she was all over Halifax doing different adventures. And it's one of my favorite sister bonding moments, other than getting caught in New Orleans.
Yes, but everybody knows that sis is definitely like the more adventurous out, out of the two of us. Not that I'm terrible, but you're definitely great at like picking fun places to go and like things to do. And so my sister was like, let's go to New Orleans. And I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, I'm not sure. And she's like, yeah, let's just do it. So I'm like,
And it was awesome. It was New Orleans for New Year's, and it was such a good time.
yeah, it was really good. That was the first time I had beignets, which I still love. Yeah, some good. I would have been so much more boring without you. I think you're the reason why I'm not like terrible.
No, no. I always say, sister, that you're the greatest gift our parents ever gave me.
You mean after you wanted them to send me back?
Once I got over the fact that I wasn't going to be an only child. You're the greatest gift I was ever given. I feel like my joys are magnified and my sorrows lessened.
Aw, that's a
Yeah,
really nice thing to
no,
say.
no, you are my best friend. And oh, hello, I can't talk enough about my sister. If you don't have a good sister, I'm sorry, but mine's the best.
we have a good, we have a really, really good bond and a really good relationship. And I feel, you know, like life is so much more rich because of it.
Yeah, me too. Feel the same. Well, everyone, we've come to the end of Tea Time with Tammie and having a seafood spread and wine with my sister, sharing very detailed and personal stories. But I've laughed. I've had this moment with my sister. I'm just so happy I don't see her as often. She's in Seattle and she's amazing, doing many different things. So the fact she took her time out for her little sister, her older sister, I so appreciate it. Thank you, sis.
You're welcome. No, this was fun.
All right. Well, everyone, thank you so much. Obrigada, and we'll see you soon. Adios. Goodbye.
Bye.